I'm Alice Wright Stevens, and we lost our mom 3.5 years ago to Alzheimer's, and now we're watching our dad suffer with the symptoms.
It was a real challenge to see our mom have Alzheimer's all the way to her death, and now our father is battling it as well.
I would describe her as terrifically energetic, very fun to be around, a driving force for our family, as so many moms are. And she was always inclusive, always wanted to make sure everybody who could be would be included in on the fun and the adventure and the trip.
About a year before she died, we were out eating lunch and talking about family, and she looked at me and asked me, she said, "Now, who are you?" And I looked at her and I said, "Mama, I'm Alice, your daughter." I just wanted to grab her and pull her close to me. But I also knew she was going away.
We didn't know what was going on, and we were frustrated and confused because it was just so opposite of the kind of person that we were reared by.
There was a definite telltale sign at the church one day. Dad went up there to have a meeting, and Mom started walking around the church, and that's when Ann, Bryant's wife, got very concerned.
Well, she was found in the parking lot, and our church, the front of it is a very busy road, and that obviously alarmed all of us because she could have wandered out into that road. I think all these symptoms we're talking about, we just realized we had to get some help.
We went to Emory and had testing, and they did an MRI, and that was the most graphic thing that I saw to understand. It showed Mom's brain, and one side was just black, and the other side looked like brain matter. And he said, "This is where the cells are dying."
There was a strong sense of denial on Mom's part. She did not want to even accept anything that the doctors were saying, and that was heartbreaking. We realized it was happening, but she just didn't want to deal with it.
Looking back, I could sense that she was probably struggling because she wasn't able to process what was being discussed and talked about. And she got terribly angry, just really, raised her voice and all that. And that was just, it was shocking because that was never the way that she was.
That was doubly sad in that last 6 months because Alzheimer's not only affects the mind, it begins to affect the whole body. And to see that happening to your mom, who has been the picture of beauty and elegance, was very difficult to see.
But that was the taxing time for me, with the last 3 years of just watching that great lady disappear. Right before my eyes. She was right there, but she was. And,
One afternoon, exhausted at work, but I just felt like I needed to stop by there, and got there, and it was dinner time. They often would start about 4:30, 4:45 for dinner, and she couldn't swallow. She didn't know how to bring the spoon or fork to her mouth. I realized that was it. And sure enough, within a couple of weeks, she was gone.
we really didn't think Dad had it. It's just Mom was gone and he's absent-minded.
If someone is to come see him, he could have known him the whole life, but he's probably struggling with who they are. But the great thing about Dad is he's going to act like he knows who you are.
He does say our names to my face, but he can't remember Alice, Scott, and Bryant's name sometime.
And he's got 24/7 care. We have 3 men that rotate and are there with him, but whoever is with him that particular moment, he can't tell you their name for the life of him.
Early on, we were trying to help them, remember things right, but as a family member, after a while, you just listen. You just don't try to correct. Just let them
be where they are.
When you got 2 parents that are diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it is a haunting fear to the 4 of us to know. And when I can't remember the name of somebody I know, what instantly comes into your brain is, oh my goodness. I just would encourage others that are dealing with that even though all of us are selfish and we may want to just avoid it and not deal with it, loving our parents to the very end, I just still believe they're going to sense that love, even when they can't talk, even when they can't even recognize us, but they can sense that we love them.
the sobbing of watching her leave was cruel, but at the same time, what a great relationship we had had and a great life we had had with her. So I look back at her life and say, no regrets.